Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Pull up a chair. It's the Huddle, the LL League football podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Week 5, halfway home. That hit me the other day, and I'm just typing, every week I'm typing week 1, week 3, week 4. Week 5, halfway through the regular season. It's still summer. It's still hot. And we're going to be halfway through the regular season after this week's games, 20 of them. Covering 3 days. There's a Thursday night clash, full slate Friday, and 2 Saturday games, a couple of non-league games, and some really juicy matchups. Doing the picks this week was a nightmare, and we had to push everything up this week, production-wise. So we're recording on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. No excuses, but I kind of had to jam a lot into Monday. So making some educated guesses with picks this week. But I'm kind of confident as far as you know. Okay, let's go through the schedule, give you some nuggets, and give you a pick. Teetering on a couple of them, but hey, why not? Good stuff this week. Here we go. Thursday, Octorara at Twin Valley, Section 4 game, 6 o'clock. Set your alarms, 6 o'clock, Thursday evening in Elverson. Octorara, Twin Valley. Twin Valley is completely scorching. 58 points a game, number 1 in the state. Not just the LL, not just Berks County, number 1 in the state, 58 points a game. They've scored 60 or more points in a game 3 straight weeks. Beat Elko 60-0 last week, and I have it in one of my notebooks this week. Twin Valley has returned 5 kicks for touchdowns, like 4 kicks and a punt, and they have a pick 6. They've been unreal, undefeated, state ranked. Welcoming Octorara, sneaky good gang. Braves are 3-1. Braden Mastripolito leads the league in rushing. Rushed for 250 and 4 touchdowns, and he had a pick 6 last week for 5 touchdowns for Octorara. I have Twin Valley circled. Love what the Braves are doing. They're going to get into the meaty part of their schedule here the next couple of weeks. Tough trip to Elverson. Really like what the Raiders are doing. Watch out. Not booking another 60-point night, but nothing would surprise me with that crew at the moment. Okay, I'm spending way too much time with this game. Raiders over Braves. That's your Thursday night special. Friday night games. Here we go. Good stuff. Races are taking shape. Section 1, Friday night. Wilson at Cedar Crest. Rematch of districts last year. Wilson knocked out Cedar Crest in the 6A quarterfinals. Wilson also beat Crest 14-7 in a really good Section 1 game during the regular season. Wilson bounced back off their loss to Nazareth. Blanked Reading last week, so their D's playing really good. Crest got a win, beat Penn Manor. Needed that. They had lost 2 in a row. They kind of refound it last week. Isaiah Zimmerman, 4 straight 100-yard rushing nights. He's been good. I have Wilson circled. I picked the Bulldogs to win Section 1, and they seem to have their mojo back after that Nazareth game. So I got Wilson here. Should be good. Could be a District 3 6A playoff preview again. Bulldogs over Falcons. Trophy game. I forgot to mention at the top, there's a trophy game this week. Of course, Manheim Township at Hemfield. Old school LL bitter rivals. Always a good time when the Streaks and the Knights knock heads. The Kurjaika Trophy is up for grabs. I always forget the backstory about that gentleman. I want to say he was a doctor and he was involved with both teams. Apologies. This is the 12th time they'll play for the trophy, and Township leads 9-2, I want to say. Township has refound it after losing to Central York. Their offense is back. P.J. Myers Just remember his name moving forward. He rushed for 150 and a couple of scores last week against Plymouth Whitemarsh. Hemfield playing well, put up 56 last week against McCaskey. Derek Ketch leads the league with 807 passing yards. Not surprised. Orion Abrams leads the league in catches and receiving yards. So Hemfield's been doing what it does. They've been going up top, scoring points, and airing it out. I have Township circled. They've won the last couple in a row in this series. I know they got to go on the road, but I like the streaks up front, and this Myers kid they've really found as a feature back dude. And Kneff's had back-to-back 200-yard passing nights, close to it. So he's been doing really well leading that offense. And I will see you Friday night in Landisville. I'm going to go streaks here. Township over Hemfield in that backyard rivalry. Penn Manor at Reading. Reading's scuffling here. Did not score last week against Wilson. They're searching for it big time. Penn Manor did some things against Crest, scored a couple of touchdowns. Dupree and Guthrie have been a good 1-2 punch out of the backfield. So I'm going to go Comets here. They beat Reading last year, feasted on 6 turnovers and won. Somebody's getting a dub here. They're both over. I'm going to pick Penn Manor. Comets over Reading. Section 2 games Friday night. Ephrata at E-Town. That's old school LL right there. Wow. Mounts and Bears. E-Town playing really well. Back-to-back shutouts. Beat McCaskey 35-zip. Went to Philly last week. Played South Philly and won 44-zip. So back-to-back shutout wins for E-Town. Shame on me. I have not gone back and looked to see the last time the Bears won back-to-back shutouts. I got to get on that. Ephrata coming off the loss to CV, injuries. Oh my gosh. I was at that game at CV last week, and the first thing I noticed when they're coming out, Ephrata had like 4 or 5 kids, street clothes, in slings and crutches, including multiple starter guys, including Martin, the quarterback guy. So Malachi Knowles filled in a QB last week. Bentley Rierick is a name you're going to hear for 4 years. Freshman for Ephrata, rushed for 150 and a couple of scores, 170, I think, and a couple of scores against CV. He's going to be really good, but the Bucks win that one. So Ephrata gets its first loss. Now they got to go on the road to E-Town. I have Ephrata circled. Bears have a ton of mo. I like Ephrata up front. They got some big dudes, and this Rierick kid can really run the ball. Mounts over Bears. That's a good one. Lebanon at Exeter. Lebanon, and I wrote this week, baby steps. They've done things. They're scoring touchdowns. They're moving the ball. I think they had 290 yards last week, and you may chuckle, but you know, they've been held to negative yardage already this season. So I think Lebanon's making some baby steps here. But Exeter's a different animal. Hafer has come in at quarterback and been fine. Leo Brown rushed for 206 and 4 touchdowns last week for Exeter. He's been really good. So we'll go Eagles here at home. The state-ranked Eagles, Exeter over Lebanon. Next up, Governor Mifflin at Muhlenberg. That's about as old school Berks County as you can get. Muhlenberg scorching. They're averaging 49 points and 400 yards a game. Cameron Small had a big game last week, rushed for 170 plus, couple touchdowns. Michael Miller has been great as a Swiss Army knife. Baez at quarterback is one of the top rated kids in the league, very efficient. Scorching start from Muhlenberg, 4-0 for the first time in 12 years. They're playing really well. Mifflin, coming off a loss. They've been hit or miss. They're 500. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And a tough trip here to Muhlenberg because these guys are scorching. And yes, they are taking advantage of their home field advantage with 7 straight home games to end the season. So I'll go home team here. I think the Mules stay hot. Muhlenberg over Mifflin. Section 3 games Friday night. Oh my. Cocalico at Warwick. Long-time section rivals. They've met in the playoffs before. Kind of different directions coming out of last week. Cocalico got in the W column, snapped the 0-3 start, beat Garden Spot, kind of outlasted them, 29-24. Dane Horning, huge game, 175 on the ground, couple of touchdowns. Little bro Connor Horning rushed for 125 and a couple of keepers. So Cocalico has kind of found it here. They got a dub, and they're pointed in the right direction. Warwick had to play Solanco in that much-anticipated matchup between preseason favorites. Solanco wins 35-7, and there was a quarterback switch for Warwick. McGall came in off the bench for Myers, so keep an eye on that situation at Warwick. That said, I'm going to go Warriors here. I still picked them to finish second in the section. They're at home, and the last time Cocalico went to Warwick, Warwick won. And I really like that Heath Schnipke kid. He can really run the heck out of the ball for Warwick. So I have the Warriors circled. Nothing would surprise me in this game. Might have been the toughest game of the week to pick. Warwick over Cocalico. Conrad Weiser at Mannheim Central. Wow. Weiser, 4-0. Again, great comeback win last week against Fleetwood. Trailed at the half. Outscored the Tigers 20-7 in the second half and won. Been getting it done on the ground. Javian Rivera had a big game last week, 100 yards, couple of touchdowns. So Weiser's feeling good here. They're rebuilding, wink, wink. And they just keep winning. 14 regular season wins in a row for the Scouts. They got to go to Mannheim Central. Barons went to Bermudian Springs last week, reigning 3A district champ, and the Barons win 21-6. Oxava had a kick return for a touchdown. Geib had a couple of touchdown runs. Central had another pick. They have 8 interceptions already in 4 games. I have the Barons circled at home. I don't know. Weiser, wow, great start. Barons coming off a win and playing some pretty good D and pass defending. They're probably going to have to rush defend a lot in this game. But I'll ride Central's hot hand. Wow. Cool game. Barons over Scouts. Enjoy that one. Garden Spot at Fleetwood. As mentioned, the Tigers gave Weiser a heck of a fight last week. Led at half. McMonagle's been really good. He's passed for 200 plus in the last 2 weeks. This Bo Fegley kid is unreal. Intercepting passes, running the ball, scoring touchdowns. Wow. Garden Spot. Tussle with Cocalico last week. Spot has been kind of snake bit. They've lost a couple of close call games. They've been in games. Gabe Martin, both sides of the ball, has been really, really good. Was very tempted to pick Fleetwood, and then I looked at the series record. Garden Spot 3-0. They've never lost this game. I know they got to go on the road, but they have some close calls, so they are battle tested. Fun game. I'll go Garden Spot over Fleetwood, but nothing would surprise me. Section 4, Friday night, LS at Daniel Boone. Pioneers, open defense of their section title last week. Beat Donegal. Close game. Good on Donegal. They hung 30-20. So LS, just the one loss. It hasn't always been pretty for them here. They won like a 10-6 game, 10-7 game. They won the OT game in week 1. But they're winning, and I guess that's the bottom line. And when LS is winning and gaining momentum, look out. Boone, struggling. Kind of found it last week. I know they lose, but Dominic Stout, quarterback, passed for 140, rushed for 110, and accounted for 4 touchdowns. So Boone might have found a little juice here. I know they haven't won, and now LS is coming to town. But I think Boone's going to make LS earn it. And don't forget, LS's best game early in the schedule last season was Boone. Boone led that game in Lampeter last year. I have LS circled here though. I think they take care of business on the road. Might not be 49-0, but I'll go LS. Pioneers over Blazers. Northern Lebanon at Donegal. As mentioned, Donegal gave LS a really good fight last week. Hung tough. I hate to bring up the I word with Donegal, but I may have heard of an injury. I don't know. Last year was such a mash unit there that their number one priority this season is just staying healthy and on the field. Northern Lebanon scuffling a bit. Had to play YO last week in their section opener, and YO's on some kind of a roll. So NL did not get a point last week. So they're back at the drawing board, and they got to go to Mount Joy. I have Donegal circled at home. They've done some things. They have a win. Might win that trench war. They should be good, pretty good there up front. So I'll go Indians at home. They better pass defend, but I'll go Donegal over Northern Lebanon. Section 5 Friday night. Some really good ones here. Anvil Cleona at Columbia. Break them up. Tied. Wow. Beat York Tech. Came back last week, feeling good, and beat Lancaster Catholic 43-0. I'll touch on this in a second, but tough break for Catholic with an injury, and Columbia just kind of took advantage and went for the jugular and got it. So back-to-back wins for the Tide. Cameron McClare's been really good, throwing and running and blitzing off the edge. So 2-game winning streak for Columbia. Anvil Cleona comes to town. They're playing good. Jalen Moyer had a pick 6 last week. I think there was a QB change at Anvil. Keep an eye on that. I saw some different names at quarterback last week for them. And they're very sneakily 3-1 and humming along. So first place game alert. Both teams are 1-0. Winner stays on top. I'm going to ride Columbia. I don't know why. Because Anvil's pretty tough. And the Englehart kid can really run the ball. I'm going to ride the Tides, Mo. Why not? Great game, sneaky good game. I'll go Tide over Dutchman. Enjoy that. And enjoy this little ride here by Columbia. They needed it, and they're delivering. Lancaster Catholic at Berks Catholic. Lancaster Catholic, tough one last week. J.J. Boas, get well soon, man. Almost a half an hour delay. He took a hit, absorbed a hit. Ambulance on the field. Long stoppage. So I think that kind of shook up Catholic a little bit, watching their friend getting carted off. Columbia really zoomed from there. So Catholic's lost 2 in a row. Their rushing game has been held down here a little bit, so they need to get cranking. Berks Catholic shut out Pequay Valley last week. They're running the heck out of the ball. They have over 1,200 rushing yards with a really solid vet O-line crew. Xavier Gerald's been really good. Aiden Curley's been really good. And now they have Jeremiah Camara, Reading High transfer basketball kid. He has landed at Berks Catholic. He rushed for 120 last week in his debut. So I'll go home team here. I'll go Saints. We'll see if Lancaster Catholic can rebound, find it again. But they've kind of lost their mojo here, getting into the meat of the schedule. So I'll go home squad. Berks Catholic over Lancaster Catholic. Hamburg at Kutztown. Cougars, number 1 in the league in rushing, 1,300 plus. Number 1 in the league in total offense, 470 yards a game. They had 2 kids bar rush for almost 170 last week. Ryan Walters rushed for 170 last week. Mason Sherry is second in the league in rushing. So Kutztown's running the heck out of the ball. Hamburg has come back to the pack here a little bit. Believe I saw a sentence that had the words Isaac McFadden and injury in it. I think he came out of the game last week for Hamburg. So I'm going to go Kutztown here. I don't pick them very often. But man, there's something about them. If you just looked at their stats, you'd never know they're 1-3. I think they get to 2-3 here. Home team, Cougars over Hawks. Pequay Valley at Schuylkill Valley. Schuylkill Valley gets a win last week, 35-28. Alatraz had a couple touchdown passes. They've kind of found it. They have a couple of losses. And they were the preseason pick to win here by me anyway, in my little corner of the world. So I think they need to start chugging here and picking up some steam. And they get a PV team coming off, 41-0 loss against Berks Catholic. And I think Pequay Valley had something like 10 rushing yards, under 10, 7 maybe. So they were held down there in the rushing game. Got to go to Leesport. I like the Panthers here at home on the turf. I'll take Schuylkill Valley over Pequay Valley. 2 non-league games Friday night. Spring Grove at Conestoga Valley. Saw the Bucks last week. Wow. Impressive. scored all 31 points in the first half. Their offense is a handful. Sawyer Espenshade has been as advertised. Tick under 800 passing yards already. 11 touchdown passes, number one in the league. He's got receivers all over the place. Cordell Bear had a bombs away touchdown. Rubel can run the heck out of the ball. Number one defense in the league. And CV's only given up 13 points in 4 weeks. They're good. Spring Grove was 3-0, cruising, and their York County opener was against state-ranked Central York. Panthers put up 50 last week on the Rockets and won. So Spring Grove comes to Whitmer with an L. But they're a good squad. Malik Kane has 600-plus rushing yards already. CV squeaked past the Rockets last year, 13-7 over there. So this could be a good game. Could be a good game, but CV's just smoking. CV's really good. And they know that they need to get to week 9 for Exeter and week 10 with Muhlenberg. Those should be fantastic. I'll go Bucks here at home. Could be close. Or Espenshade might throw the ball all over the lot, and the Bucks could win big. But interesting matchup, intriguing. CV over Spring Grove. McCaskey packing up the bus. Enjoy this ride, guys. Red Tornado at William Tennant in Warminster, Bucks County. Tennant, Suburban 1 League, 0-4. They only have 14 points. They have 2 touchdowns. Same game. They've been shut out 3 times. McCaskey also struggling a bit, 0-4. They've taken some baby steps, figuring out their offense a little bit. This Petway kid played quarterback last week, but now they got to trek it to Bucks County. I have Tennant circled. I'm just going to go home team here. I'll be brutally honest. 2 0-4 teams, both searching for it. So I'll go Panthers at home. Tennant over McCaskey. 2 Saturday games. Section 4, Elko at YO, 1:30 at YO. Elko ran into Twin Valley last week, and they're just ridiculously hot. So Elko did not score last week, coming off that win against Lancaster Catholic. So we'll see if they can get it back out of the frying pan into the fire. YO undefeated, 4-0. They win their section opener last week, 42-zip at Northern Lebanon. My nugget for the week on YO, they've had 15 different kids get carries out of the backfield. 15. They're second in the league in rushing. Spartans at home, YO over Elko. Saturday night special. Oh my. Non-league, Eastern York at Solanco. Saturday at 7 o'clock in Quarryville. Eastern York undefeated, 4-0, beat Columbia in week 1. Quinn Bramble, the quarterback, is really good. He's at 700-plus passing yards, 13 touchdowns. Eastern can really get up and down. Solanco, they have bounced back from that OT loss at LS in week 1. Figured they would, and they have. They've put the pedal down, and they're running the heck out of the ball, over 1,000 rushing yards, and beat Warwick pretty convincingly last week by 28. This game was 57-50 last year, Eastern, over there in Wrightsville. Wow. Johnny Garcia rushed for 380 and 6 touchdowns. For Solanco, Bramble passed for 380 and 4 touchdowns for Eastern. So this could be a shootout. Scoreboard operator person, crack your knuckles. There might be some points in this game. I have Solanco circled. Picked them to win Section 3. 3 wins in a row, and they have found their ground attack. Saturday night, I'll take Golden Mules over Golden Knights. Week 5 winners, Twin Valley, Wilson, Manheim Township, Penn Manor, Ephrata, Exeter, Muhlenberg, Warwick, Manheim Central, Garden Spot, LS, Donegal, Columbia, Berks Catholic, Kutztown, Schuylkill Valley, Conestoga Valley, William Tennant, YO, and Solanco. There is your Week 5 card. Good stuff. Great games. Section races will get a facelift. I will see you Friday for Township at Hempfield over in Landisville. Can't wait for that one. Keep Lancaster Online open. Everything there. Notebooks, gamers, videos, podcasts, stats, box scores, everything. So get on Lancaster Online, please, and check it all out. Okay, I'm out of gas. Enjoy week 5. It's the Huddle, the LL football podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you next week.